Future Game Show just held its showcase, and they revealed a game that no one was really expecting. The Expanse Osiris Reborn is a new narrative-driven action RPG, set in the same universe as the Expanse TV show and books. It looks really, really good, so it's something I'll probably be covering in the future, so here is everything we know so far. The protagonist is customizable, and you can choose from 3 backgrounds: Martian, Earth, or Belter. It has over-the-shoulder third-person perspective, it has class-driven powers and cover-based gameplay, party managements, and 2 companions that will accompany you, and the companions are romanceable. The story follows a captain and their crew. Your crew of companions has past of their own, motives, and a voice in the story. You lead the crew, take command of the most powerful ship in space, and navigate the solar system. The ship is somewhat customizable and has some of its own unique interactions. While there isn't space combat inside the ship, because it's mostly cinematic, the devs say there's still some surprises. As far as the protagonist, in the beginning of the game we will build our character, but we'll also be playing alongside our twin. This will be our first companion, so this is how we start the game, with our twin. I suspect they'll die pretty early on, but who knows. When asked if the companions can die, the devs said they can't answer that now, but I'm expecting plenty of death. It's a canon story within the already established world, and we will play as a Pinkwater security mercenary trapped on Eros Station during a deadly lockdown, which pulls us into a system-wide conspiracy. The game starts at the beginning of the first season of the show, and goes through the timeline alongside it, up until the end of the second book and half of the 3rd season. So you experience an isolated story while the main events are still happening in the show and books. So things like Holden's decisions can be seen within the game. Some characters from the show will actually be in the game, reprised by their original actors, and I think one of them could be Miller. In the pre-order items, we can see 2 different sets for Miller, so maybe he's a companion. Alongside the main story, we'll also explore ruined habitats and political strongholds with tensions and unease. We'll talk to the locals, uncover secrets, and use our skills to influence what happens next. Owlcat says they've been wanting to work on a project like this for a long time, and like their other titles, it will be mature and character-driven, and choices will matter. The companions really seem to be part of that. The devs say they want to make them a pillar of the experience. They say some chase redemption and others hide their truths. Choices we make and how we lead affect our relationships with our companions, and how their own stories play out. And there will be several companions for us to choose from. The companions will also react to our decisions and will have their own feelings towards our character. They also have stories of their own that they experience alongside ours. They have daily lives and missions they can go on, where then you'll meet up later. The companions also have their own playstyles and abilities unique to them. Zafar, I think they said, is one of the companions from the trailer, and he's an engineer. His signature ability is a turret. He also has a drone option though, meaning we'll be able to uniquely spec them to our own playstyles. They said they really want to provide more freedom than their previous games, and have players be more experimental with their playstyles. Character development is also tied to this. You'll get mechanical stuff and other stuff. They didn't really want to say yet, but it sounds like as we progress, our playstyles will become more evolved. When asked about being good or evil, the devs said they have a lot of role-playing options, but you can expect something a little bit more curated to fit the narrative. So there are a lot of practical, pragmatic, and gritty options, but it doesn't really sound like you can actually be evil. When asked about the world being linear or more open, they said semi-open world, and they say it'll be similar to their past games, where there's major story beats that kind of push you forward, but then you have options. There's companion stories, side quests, but also exploration, and we choose which direction we want to go. They want there to be lots of options. When asked about the size of the game, they said that we can expect the game to be a bit more narrative focused, and somewhere closer to Expedition 33 in size, but they still have a lot of choices and consequences, and they don't really consider it linear. Ultimately, they want the story to be our own. And if you watched the trailer and thought this felt like Mass Effect, it does, because that was intentional. They said that Mass Effect was absolutely an inspiration for the game, and it's pretty obvious. Chernecko says, "Many of us first played Mass Effect in our teenage years, and it left a lasting impression. We are building on a legacy and expanding what players anticipate from this experience. Our story is deeply rooted in hard science fiction, one of the core reasons the Expanse universe resonates so well with its fans. The combat reflects the standards of modern action gameplay. The narrative emphasizes political tension and moral complexity. And yes, there's romance too." They also said characters from the TV show will appear in-game, voiced by their original actors. I would really love to see Shohreh Aghdashloo come back because I absolutely love her. She was also in Mass Effect, Arcane, and she is great in The Expanse. So hopefully they did say that one of the characters knows a lot about politics. Maybe it could be her? Just wishful thinking, but that would be great. They also revealed that we'll be visiting familiar locations from the show and books, such as Ganymede, Ceres, Mars, and Luna. So it sounds like there's going to be quite a bit of exploration. They say this is a story-driven RPG with narrative grounded in tension, consequence, and the complexity of humanity's future among the stars. Everything sounds so promising, and this is just pre-alpha gameplay. So the game will only continue to look better than this. It looks really good. I'm very impressed. Hopefully we see some more reveals and gameplay soon of the actual finished product to get a better idea. And if you haven't watched The Expanse, now is the perfect time. The game says coming out soon, and you can already pre-order a bunch of stuff on their website. So I imagine this game is probably sooner than we think. The Expanse also has 6 seasons and several books, so get started. Seriously though, I do think it's an absolutely amazing sci-fi, one of the best ever made. And while Mass Effect and The Expanse are very similar, one thing that they don't really share is that The Expanse doesn't have aliens like we know from Mass Effect. While this is very comparable to Mass Effect, the type of non-human beings in the Expanse world are essentially human-based, so they're not really true aliens. And without spoilers, in case you intend to watch the show, there are aliens, but they're not what people really think of when they think of aliens, which kind of makes them all the more interesting, but don't expect Turians or Asari or really anything like that. The Expanse is more about the political and sociological landscape of humanity, warring to find power in space. But there's still plenty of mysteries and secrets and the vastness of space. And I really hope that they can convey all of that within the game as well. Again, if you haven't, watch the show, read the books, or you can actually go in blind. The devs did comment on this because they want anyone to be able to play the game. It is an isolated story that happens alongside the events of the show and books, but you don't need to know about it to understand the story. And for new players who are not familiar with the world, they will have ways to show you terms and events to kind of give you more context and information about what's actually going on. So they do want new players who have no familiarity with the Expanse world to be able to jump in and enjoy the game. So this could be a very good jumping point into the series, maybe play the game, see if you like it, and then watch the show and read the books, or vice versa. But The Expanse is such a great series, and I'm so excited for this game. I love The Expanse, I love sci-fi, I love RPGs, and this game sounds kind of great, kind of perfect. It's such a good time right now to be a sci-fi fan with both this coming out, then Exodus, and then in a few years, hopefully Mass Effect 5. So I will be covering this game moving forward, and hopefully we see some more information soon. This was everything that I could find about the game, but if I missed something, please let me know in the comments. A lot of this information was compiled from different interviews, and then they also did a dev stream with Co-Carnage, so I will link that below if you want to go check it out. There's a little bit more information, and you can get all of the answers directly from the devs if you want to watch that as well. But let me know what you think. What do you think about this game? Are you a fan of The Expanse? Have you watched the show? Have you read the books? Or do you plan to play this blind, if at all? Let me know in the comments and let me know all your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.